Cyclone Kenneth is just hours away from making landfall in northernmost Mozambique, now has winds of 150 miles per hour, that's 240 kilometers per hour, and a pressure of 932 millibars, according to Force 13's latest satellite analysis. On the cyclone destruction potential scale, this is how it looks right now. The rainfall potential has soared in the last few hours, bringing the CDPS rating up to stage 9, coupled with its very strong winds when it does make landfall in this part of Mozambique. Extreme conditions likely when it does do so in the next 6 to 12 hours. Here it is right now, 11.8 degrees south, 41.6 degrees east. That's as of 10 a.m. Central African time, this April 25th. The closest point of land is just 72 miles away, Pemba 111 miles, Montepuez 198, Nacala further south 204, and Nampula 280 from the storm at this moment in time. The yellow areas here showing tropical storm conditions possible in those regions there. It would be a wider area, but the storm is likely to weaken substantially, ridiculously quickly after it does make landfall in the next few hours this afternoon. So rapid weakening after the rapid intensification is what we are expecting. But there it is making landfall later today, moving inland, drifting towards the south, actually stalling really, and that means that some particular areas near the landfall zone could get over 1,000 millimeters of rain, and that would be catastrophic for the region, no matter how sporadic those numbers are. If those numbers arrive anywhere or anywhere near that, it could be a disaster. And significant rain continuing for several days after the fact as well. Sea surface temperatures look like this, around 28 to 29 degrees Celsius. It's never been a problem for the storm. Sea surface temperatures, of course, at that low latitude it wouldn't be. And here's a look at the wind profile now. Moving through there, making landfall again later today. Not much really can be told from that particular imagery, but the storm is still at least holding its intensity, if not still intensifying at this time, and landfall happening not too far into the future. Maybe a little bit of weakening before it does make landfall, but unfortunately rapid weakening that could have been possible before landfall doesn't look like at this moment that it's going to happen, and that it will probably still be a category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale when it does do that landfall. 96% chance of tropical storm force winds in Pemba, 48% in Nacala, and 28% in Montepuez. This is all in Mozambique. The threat to Tanzania is probably pretty minimal now, although there could be some minor rain-related issues. So some of the models did a good job, the HWRF and the CTCX. Sometimes they're crying wolf, but they've done pretty well with this forecast, the HWRF in particular. Wind shear is still very low indeed, so further intensification is not out of the question on the run up to landfall. And you can see the track forecast there, most models drifting it towards the south after landfall, slowing down very rapidly too. The biggest question now, I suppose, is whether the storm will actually slow down before it makes landfall, or whether it's going to do that after landfall, and how long it will be now until it does strike. So there it is on the satellite imagery, the main core of the storm getting very close now to the coast of Mozambique. That will happen in the next hour or two, and then the Idai passage we expect will probably be in around 4 or 5 hours maybe, but if it does slow down it may end up being later than that. We'll just have to wait and see what happens throughout the rest of today. Those people in Mozambique should be prepared for this storm right now. It's going to get a lot worse here for several days to come. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube channel. If you're not there already, you may well be. Good chance of that. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force13 on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. Of course, you can come into direct contact with us by messaging Fool13 on Discord at extension 9094 and Force13 on Skype. And our partners are also doing updates, Mateo e Cyclo Maurice on Facebook.